Welcome to Battle Report, 2,000 points, Blood Angels versus Tyranids. This is the board setup. We haven't set up objectives yet, but we'll go over the armies shortly. The deployment type will be Hammer and Anvil, and we're playing the Crusade. And we got 5 objectives. On to the armies. Alright, here's 2,000 points of Blood Angels, led by the Warlord, Commander Dante. His Warlord trait will be, I forget what it's called, but it allows him rerolls for reserves.
Strategic something.
Yeah, I don't know. Next we have 2 Sanguinary Priests, who will be joining 2 of these squads. All of these squads are the same. They look like they have plasma pistols, but they're all actually meltas. All the sergeants have power swords, and that's about it. And that's the troops choices. And then more elites. We have a Furioso with a frag cannon, magna grapple, and a heavy flamer. He'll be riding in a Storm Raven with 5 Thunder Hammer and Storm Shield Terminators. Storm Raven is as you see it, and it doesn't have an invisible multi-melt anymore. It'll have the side sponson Hurricane Bolters and Twin Light Assault Cannon as well. And then we have some half-built land speeders. They don't have weapons on them, but these ones will have the invisible multi-melters this time. They each have 2. And then lastly, we have 2 Whirlwinds, trying all the new units that I wanted to get. That's why they're not all painted. And we'll see how these do. It should be fun since we're playing against Nids. On to the Tyranid army.
Alright, on the Tyranid side, because I haven't actually played these guys in maybe 5-6 years. This will be kind of a learning experience. I've got 3 Zoanthropes, 30 Hormagaunts with Toxin Sacks, 9 Tyranid Warriors, all with Death Spitters, Sizing Talons, and Toxin Sacks. There's 1 Venom Cannon in the squad. Carnifex here is doubling for a Tyrannifex because I don't actually have the model. You've got a Hive Tyrant. He will have Devours. They're being magneted. We've got a Trigon under construction. And we got 10 Y Gene Stealers. I'm not even going to try and pronounce them.
Ngarl.
30 Termagants and a squad of 6 Ripper Swarms. Termagants all have Spine Fists, and I think I'm taking them as 2 squads of 15 instead. That would be it. My Warlord would be the Hive Tyrant, and his Warlord trait is...
reduces leadership.
Yeah, big and scary. So,
what are his powers?
The 2 powers...
and warp speed. And
yeah.
Endurance.
Okay, so endurance and warp speed. So, a little bit of survivability. We'll see how that plays out. Okay, happy gaming.
Alright, after deployment, the Blood Angels got... well, actually, Callum won the roll-off, and he let the Blood Angels go first. And I deployed all my assault squads like so, and then the vehicles are over there. Whirlwinds are hiding because that's what they're good at, and we got a Storm Raven way over there in reserves with what I said was in them. The Terminators over there got the Red Thirst, as well as this squad and this squad. That's what those dice signify. And then the Tyranids deployed. We got Termagants, Rippers, Termagants, Tyrannifex, and Zoanthrope. I believe these guys are out of Synapse, so they might be going a little crazy, but we'll see. And
yeah,
then the rest of the things are going to be coming in from reserves onto turn 1. End of Blood Angels turn 1. We saw the Whirlwinds move back a bit. All the Assault Marines kind of cautiously advanced except for them because they're, well, thirsty for blood. I guess these guys are too, but Dante's kind of holding them in check. They just moved up a bit. The Land Speeders, they moved from over there, and then they turbo boosted their maximum distance to here, and then the Whirlwinds fired at the Rippers and scattered this way, killed some of the Gaunts who passed their leadership.
So 2 wounds off one of these bases.
Yep. And that's the extent of the damage done. On to Tyranids turn 1. Alright, end of Tyranids turn 1. Saw these guys lurk into here through the windows, and then they fired into them and did absolutely nothing because they're awesome. The Rippers ran up. Everybody else kind of moved up, and that's all they did. And then our Tyranids shot his rupture cannon and managed to wreck just one of these with 2 penetrating hits that both rolled 1s, which is awesome. So at least I get one. On to Blood Angels turn 2, and we'll see if the Storm Raven comes on. End of Blood Angels turn 2. Saw the Whirlwinds move back and fire on some things. Killed some of these guys, scattered over this way. I had aimed on him. And the second shot from the other Whirlwind scattered onto the Rippers and killed a few. These Assault Marines shot and charged into the Rippers and killed them off.
Earning first blood.
That was the first blood. And then this squad shot and charged into the Termagants that were in the chapel and killed them off too, receiving no wounds on either. And then Dante's squad over there just kind of moved up and scattered. And this Landspeeder moved up to get barely within range and shot at the Tyranids, but missed with one shot and then failed to wound with the other. And that marks the end of Blood Angels turn 2. On to Tyranids turn 2. End of Tyranids turn 2. There be bugs in that there forest. The Imgarls were secretly hiding in there, and these guys firing their missiles off woke them up. They came out, charged, multi-assaulted both Whirlwinds and killed them. The Trigun assisted and knocked off 2 hull points of the one that's gone in the shooting phase. Speaking of the Trigun, they got to deep strike and it scattered back up against these trees. These warriors outflanked way back here, and their combined effort shot the Landspeeder down. And then we saw the Tyranids shoot and kill 2 of these Marines, and then charge in and kill another one after taking a wound from a crack grenade. And shooting, yeah, it was side combat. Shooting from the Termagants into them yielded absolutely nothing. And the Zoanthropes, I think they managed to kill one guy with their psychic shooting attacks. And the Hormagaunts came in and ran onto the board, and the Hive Tyrant's still in reserve, so no flyers yet. On to Blood Angels turn 3. End of Blood Angels turn 3 saw this squad move up again. They really haven't done much all game. They ran up as well. This assault squad moved up to here, shot into the Hormagaunts and killed one, and then charged in and won combat by 1, forcing a leadership check because they weren't in synapse range. And they just narrowly ran off the board. That's a big pickup for the Blood Angels. This combat continued, and the Blood Angels lost 2 guys and took a wound off the Tyranids. And then they proceeded to stay in combat. Storm Raven showed up and shot all the things, including 1 missile, into the Zoanthrope, and managed to take off 1 wound. So that wasn't very effective, but now the Storm Raven's here, and we'll see if the Hive Tyrant comes on to shoot it down. End of Tyranids turn 3. Saw some things happen. The Hive Tyrant came in, did some vector striking, managed to kill one of those Marines, and then shot a whole bunch. Got 6, or not 6. Used 6s to glance the Storm Raven. Got 4 glances. Storm Raven jinked and managed to save 2, so it's down to 1 hull point. Zoanthropes tried to shoot their, I guess it's a lance or something, at it, but they all missed. The Termagant shot into these guys, did nothing. And this combat saw 2 Marines die, and he managed to fail 3 out of 4 saves on 1s. So Marines won that combat, but he's fearless, so nothing else happened there. And then otherwise, everything just moved and ran up. Saw the Trigun try and get into range of the Storm Raven, and the Gene Stealers coming this way. And that's the end of Tyranids turn 3. End of Blood Angels turn 4 saw the Storm Raven move up 6 inches and drop off the Terminators and the Furioso. The Terminators charged into the Zoanthropes and just barely killed them off with their nice shiny Strength 9 attacks. The Dreadnought shot all of its template weapons into the Termagants that were here and wiped them out without even having to charge in. Dante jumped from that squad into this uncolored squad, and then aided in killing off the Tyranids. He finished it off just barely as well. Tyranids managed a wound on Dante, and he just took it and failed his invul, but passed his feel no pain. This squad and the Storm Raven shot into the Tyrant, causing a total of 1 wound with the melta from the Assault Marines. And with Power of the Machine Spirit, the Assault Cannons shot into the Zoanthropes, causing nothing. And that's the extent of what happened. On to Tyranids turn 4. Alright, we're at the end of turn 4 for Tyranids. Everybody moved up. Gene Stealer is going for that objective. And these guys moved up as well. They shot their Venom Cannon over here, and it scattered a little bit, hit one Terminator and one of the Assault Marines, and they both made their saves. The Tyrant jumped over with a Vector Strike that did nothing over the plane, and then as it was flying by, it shot a bunch and managed to wreck the Storm Raven. And that's about the extent of the turn. On to Blood Angels turn 5 and possible night fighting. In an interesting turn of events, this is turn 5 and we switch sides. All the Tyranids are on this side of the board and the Blood Angels are here. The only thing that happened on Blood Angels turn 5 was everybody moved up and ran. And we jumped over here. Nobody failed dangerous terrain or anything, and then we ran out of the building, and basically we're just mopping up objectives. So the Blood Angels are holding 3 right now. On to Tyranids turn 5. End of Tyranids turn 5. Saw the Hive Tyrant jump into here, shot away 4 of the Assault Marines, and then charged in, yielding nothing because Dante made 1,000,000 invulnerable saves. And then on the return, the Hive Tyrant lost a wound from Dante's attacks. And then we saw the Warriors kind of stretch themselves out to claim 2 objectives, and then they shot into the Assault Marines, killing, was it 1?
Yeah.
And then we both realized, or actually I realized, that his Gene Stealers weren't normal ones, and they're elites instead, because of the Mgarls. And he was heading for the objective, so now he kind of changed his mind, so...
Hence the Congo line.
Yeah, it's a little strange, but he's still getting the 2 objectives, so at least there's that. And then the Trigon moved up, and he had a real conundrum on his hands because he wasn't sure what to shoot at. It was either he would shoot one guy out of this squad, or just wait to charge.
And not be able to make the charge.
Yeah, if he shot the guy. Or shoot at a variety of things here. He ended up electing to shoot the Terminators, which did nothing, because they're Terminators. And that's the end of the turn and maybe the game. So we'll have you roll the dice and see if the game ends. 1 or 2 it ends. Continues. So we'll be back at the end of Blood Angels turn 6. Alright, end of Blood Angels turn 6. Saw everybody kind of move up. Dreadnought shot and managed to kill a Warrior through all of its template weapons. And then the melted guns out of the Assault Squad managed to kill another one. And actually the Dreadnought insta-killed one with the Magna Grapple as well. The Thunderhammer Storm Shield Terminators moved up, charged the Trigon. Trigon killed 1. They made 5 out of 6 invulnerable saves. And then they almost killed him. He's down to 1 wound. And then we saw Warlord kill. Dante managed to finish off the last 2 wounds of the Tyrant. And that's about it. We're on to turn 6 for the Tyranids. Alright, end of Tyranids turn 6. It was kind of a last-ditch thing where the Gene Stealers tried to move up and charge these guys to get them off the objective.
Failed by an inch.
Yeah, none of that happened. There's more like 2 inches, but the Trigon valiantly tried to kill some Terminators. He remembered he had 2 sets of Scything Talons this time.
Which means rerolls that I haven't been doing.
Yeah. Mind you, that was only the second of all the combats. Anyways, they finished him off. Consolidated 2 inches. We're not even going to check to see if it can go to the next turn because...
It's okay.
It's okay.
We'll be back.
And I guess it'll be an epic handshake. And yeah, I guess we'll do kind of a bit of a post-game show now. MVPs? Definitely not the Hormagaunts that were over here.
I either want to say Hive Tyrant or the Mgarl things.
The Gene Stealers were cool.
The Gene Stealers were silly because they managed to score 2 whirlwinds out of that game. And then I ran them the wrong way. Should have gone that way.
Yeah.
They could have been in the assault with the Terminators.
They could have done a lot more.
Terminators or something. Warriors were out in the middle of nowhere. All of the guys they were going to shoot ended up in my side of the field.
Yeah, well, I did that on purpose too. So when I saw all your stuff was back here and like the whirlwinds were dead, I was thinking of going after them, and then I was like, no, I can just negate them for half the game. So I ran away and finished everything off over here.
Yeah.
The Storm Raven didn't do as well as it usually does, but it survived long enough to drop off the things that mattered.
Yeah, the Twin Link Devourers works a number on it, but
I think they do better against other flyers.
But I really needed to kill it, and I didn't. So
for me, my MVP, I don't know, it's kind of Dante's always really good. He only took 1 wound through the whole battle. He's one of those guys that you just need to instant kill somehow. I think my favorite unit was actually the Fright Cannon Furioso. He
torched a bunch of
He torched
Termagants.
all the things. He killed the Termagants. He even killed a couple warriors. And he would have killed a bunch more. He was a lot of fun. Usually people kill him before I can do anything, because I place him in a stupid spot, but he was alright this time. I think my assault squads were probably my MVP, but it's not really one unit. They did really well.
Anything you'd change?
I don't know if I'd change anything. The land speeders didn't do much, but that was kind of by design. Either they kill a bunch of stuff and get ignored, or they look really scary and then they get focused down and waste a bunch of shooting. This list was kind of, it looked like it was tailored against Tyranids. I didn't know if he was bringing Tyranids or Dark Eldar or Eldar.
We're all squishy.
We're all squishy, yeah. The Tyranids are more of a swarm though, and I had a lot of anti-swarm. I just brought like all the stuff that's not really painted or anything. They were all new units that I just got. That's why they're not complete. So I wanted to try land speeders. I wanted to try the whirlwinds, and I definitely wanted to try these. And I knew they'd be effective. And I liked all of them. The whirlwinds were pretty fun too. Shooting blasts all the time. And they're cheap enough. They're 90 points a model, and you have to deal with them.
I think I need to start making some drop pods.
Yeah. I'd almost say wait though. It's looking like a early 2014 release for Tyranids. And the way they've been going, they're trying to make it so that all the units in a codex are at least with models. We'll see how that works out.
I just need more Trigons.
Yeah, I'd say more monstrous creatures would be fun. Definitely another Flyrant, or at least a Tyrant of some kind.
Swarm Lord.
I don't know about him. He's easy enough to dodge. Although he is pretty funny with biomancy powers. Anyway, we're just rambling on now. What's the actual final score? I've got 3 objectives.
2 objectives, First Blood and Warlord. So you've got 5. And
Well,
for me,
the objectives are 3 each.
And for me, I've
So that'd be
got
11.
Line Breaker and 2 objectives.
Yeah. So that would be 11 to 7. Well, it was a fun game. It was nice to see the Tyranids for once. I'd never played against Callum's Tyranids.
They've been in a box for almost 8 years. So.
Yeah. Definitely some lessons learned. I guess that'll end this, and until next time.